Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil is a new movie directed by Joaquin Roning, hopefully I got the name right, and the movie stars Ella Fanning, Angelina Jolie, and Michelle Pfeiffer. This movie is pretty much a war between Angelina Jolie's character Maleficent and the Queen. Prince Philip has asked Princess Aurora to marry him, and there is like this tension between Maleficent and his mother, the Queen. And we pretty much have our movie, Maleficent and Mistress of Evil. I recently rewatched the first film, and I thought the first Maleficent was pretty good, despite them changing a few story elements from the original folk fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty. I did like how they took a few risks and they changed a few things with the story. And I thought this movie was pretty good in my eyes. I like how they continued the story based on the premise of the first film, and they took the story to a new direction. They didn't really follow none of the source material from the fairy tale. I did admire that, and I did like how they took the direction of the character Maleficent in this movie. Her character is kind of deconstructed a little bit, and she learns more about her past, the backstory revolving around her race. And I really did like that. I really do like when films take characters to certain places they haven't really been before, essentially taking them down at their lowest point, and they gotta rise up from the ashes and rise up from the dirt and become their main character that we all see and love. I really like how they took that. It's a direction I didn't really see coming, but some of the plot revolving around its story does seem a little bit of a predictable at times. But Angelina Jolie is definitely the highlight on this whole entire movie. She definitely carried this whole entire movie on her back, well, on her wings, and she was magnificent. Maleficent was magnificent. And outside of her, Ella Fanning returns in this movie as well. She did a fantastic job as Aurora. She did her thing. And also Michelle Pfeiffer, she played the Queen. I thought Michelle Pfeiffer did a good job in her performance as well. And also the main surprise in this movie was I saw Ed Skrein in Setuel Ojifor. Hopefully I got the name right. They both made an appearance in this movie, and I didn't know that they were in this movie. Actually, they weren't there for a paycheck. They actually did a fantastic job. Ed Skrein, he's really known for playing that douchebag type guy. He definitely did a good job playing his role in Setuel Ojifor. Hopefully I got his name right. If I got his name, I'm more likely got his name wrong, but he was fantastic in this whole entire movie as well. So the cast in this movie definitely did a fantastic job outside of Angelina Jolie. I thought the film was directed well. The cinematography was pretty good, and also the special effects was immaculate, just as good in the first film. I did like the build-up between Maleficent and the Queen, even though there are times there's like a scene where they kind of built it up, but there wasn't a lot of screen time between Maleficent and the Queen. But the third act definitely felt epic. King in this movie, Prince Philip's father, all he wants is have peace with the mystical creatures. But his wife, the Queen, just wants to condone war and just wants to destroy everything. That right there leads into like a few nitpicks in this movie. It had lots of blood in it. Like, there's characters like bleeding from their heads and bleeding from their arms. There were some deaths in this movie that was clearly shown in this movie that I was questioning whether this was a PG-13 movie or a PG. If it's a PG movie, they definitely crossed a few lines in a few places. But outside of that, this movie was effective. And if you're a fan of the first film like I was, you're going to enjoy this movie. You're going to enjoy, the action sequences and the special effects. And so encouraging message revolving around rallying against intolerance and fear. I did like that. I did like those messages revolving around that. Yes, this movie was effective. This movie had pretty good performances from everybody. Everyone did their parts. There's really nothing else I could really have any complaints about, other than they didn't do a good job of really building up tension between the two characters, Maleficent and the Queen. Overall, I'm going to have to give Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil, a Christian Bale Batman. I thought this movie was pretty good. I had a good time with this movie, and if you're a fan of the first film, like I said, you're going to enjoy this movie. If you're not much of a fan of the first film, I recommend definitely trying out this film as well. I mean, you might find some enjoyment. So that's my review of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. What are your thoughts? Comment below and let's talk about it. And I'll see you guys in the next review. And if you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. Also, I'll have a review of Zombieland Double Tap. Like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I think I just said all that. Till then, ciao.